Okay, so I honestly don't remember a super entire lot. I remember how we ended off.
We
With
started.
huh?
We started in the Great Cut.
Okay, yes. Started in the Great Cut. Had a fight with big monster thing and multiple small monster things. We met gargoyle friends that saved us. We left the Great Cut. We ended up with some kind of not really quite ghostly creature uh, that followed us out, and it was not a send off present from Gargoyle Friends because it tried to eat us, and that was not fun. We went and saw Duke Archibald. We had sent um, Varys ahead with is it Kulog that touched the wall?
No, it was Arphinius.
Or Phineas, yeah. Because he had passed out. And Duke Archibald brought him out of his comatose kind of state by using the lily, which meant that he couldn't use it to unpolymorph himself, but he was overall okay with that. We left Duke Archibald's place. What?
Coughing, sorry.
Oh, I thought
There'll
you
be a
were
lot of that
laughing.
tonight. No.
I thought you were laughing. I'm sorry.
It did sound like a laugh.
Oh, hey,
I was
47, you're alive!
trying not to sneeze.
Yeah, my half-hour nap turned out to be an 8-hour nap.
Yeah, that's okay. But anywho, we left, went back to Ardengard, and when we got to the inn and found our rooms, somebody was pooping, somebody was banging, and there was real interesting noises.
Missed a very vital part when we got to Ardengard. We found out that we were.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's
criminals.
right. There are doppelgangers of us apparently, and we're wanted criminals. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
It's there. I just need a little bit of help bringing it back.
No worries.
So, last we left off, bless you, Ferris. Okay, now you're just doing it for attention. Varys, there was a knock at your door.
Varys opens the door and sees Luna standing outside. He kind of peeks his head around the frame and like looks around to see if anybody else is around. And then
It doesn't appear other than the two guards ahead.
Steps back in the room and like hand motions her to come in.
She kind of hesitates a little bit, and now that you like have finished taking your look around the hallway and whatnot, you see she's holding a very delicately wrapped box of some sort. It's fairly large. It seems to be wrapped in this silvery, shimmery cloth that kind of matches like her own her own aesthetic, essentially.
What is this you have here?
She shuffles.
He just kind of looks at her.
She shuffles a little awkwardly and like holds it out to you.
For me? And he like actually like points at his chest, like, for me?
She nods.
He holds his hands out and kind of looks at her inquisitively and says, "Thank you, but why? What is it?" As he grabs it from her.
She motions for you to open it. And uno momento.
Like, how big is it? Would I be able to like hold it in one hand and open it, or?
You could hold it with one hand. It'll require some balancing, but it's large enough where you'll probably want to like set it down and open it.
Okay, yeah. So
I would say it's probably the length of, for general measurement, a little bit longer than your arrows.
Oh, okay. So it's fairly big.
It's fairly big.
Yeah. So he'll like take a couple steps back and turn. Is this a like a table or a desk or something over here? Or a,
So that is, you have two
like
nightstands
a-
and you have like an armoire essentially.
okay.
So you should be able to click on the gift box and double click the token and open it up.
Gotcha. So much like I'm doing IRL, Varys is just kind of silent and looking at things inside the box as he opens it, and like pulls out like one of the arrows and just kind of looks at it and grabs the other one because there's two different arrows inside the chest. So he's got like one in each hand, just kind of looking them over.
One of them is very familiar. You have used one of these before. The other one, you definitely know it's magical, but you're not entirely sure what the enchantment is on it.
And he, with both arrows in his hand, he kind of like turns over his shoulder and looks back at Luna.
Who is no longer there.
Oh, well. He walks up to the door and like takes a step out and like looks around. Like, what the hell just happened? And seeing that she's gone, he goes back in the room, closes the door, and continues going through the box. So he places the two arrows back inside the box and pulls out. I don't know if you want to give me a description of the quiver.
Yeah, so the quiver is made of leather, of course, but there's beautiful, it's like it's been stained black through like some sort of ink or whatnot. But there's very fine hand stitched decal that's been put inside of it. And it looks really well crafted. And underneath the quiver is a letter.
As Varys is like inspecting the quiver and like turning it around, like he happens to notice the letter down at the bottom of the box. How do I? Oh, there's a take all button. Never mind.
Yep.
If it works.
If it doesn't, I can just pop it over to your inventory.
Yeah, I clicked it. I don't have my character sheet open though, so I don't know if it like copies them over there or.
I don't actually know how this works because I've never used it before.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't see anything in my inventory, so unless I have to double click the button, no, it doesn't look like it does
Try clicking
anything.
one of the loot items next to the little loot button. See if that makes a difference.
Oh, the little hand loot item.
It's possible the permissions could have gotten messed up in between.
No, it doesn't look like that's working either.
Okay, I shall transfer them over to your sheet. Boop. And boop. There you go. All in
Okay.
your inventory.
So he kind of sets the quiver and the arrows to the side, probably like on sorry, I'm trying to get my windows in order here. On the like, let's come around the side here. Sets it like on the bed. And then grabs the letter. I don't know if it's in like if it's been sealed or whatnot, but goes ahead and opens that up and sees what is written.
Why did that show up on my screen?
I showed it to everybody.
Oh, just to like see the actual thing.
Yep.
What showed what?
the letter. You'll have to go to his inventory
Oh, okay.
and then
All
scroll
I did
down.
was open his character sheet for me.
Yeah, I was like,
It's the
what?
best I can do. Find
That's
the
okay.
letter for Varys, and there you go.
Got it.
For those of you curious.
Where is? Oh, letter to Varys.
I will read it for everybody.
Mhm.
It says, I hope this isn't forward of me, but I wanted to present you with this gift. I have never seen someone so graceful with a bow as you, and the way you were able to keep your composure in the face of danger was inspiring. Please accept this gift of admiration, and if you find that it is not to your liking, then I will understand if you rather sell it instead. I helped enchant it personally with my own magic. P.S. My name is Luna, with a little crescent moon symbol. He kind of like looks around the room for a second, thinking to himself, Luna. Seems to suit her. And he folds the letter up and he like tucks it like in like a his like hip pouch.
Hell yeah.
And then probably like gathers up the arrows in the quiver, putting the 2 arrows that were in the box inside the new quiver. And then probably change like does a swap out of the of his current quiver with the new nice one.
You notice as you start swapping the arrows out that no matter how many arrows you begin to put in, the weight of the quiver doesn't change. It seems to be able to hold a lot more.
I feel like this is probably not something he notices until it's completely like swapped over, because he's got like both of the quivers like on the bed and he's like just moving everything over. And then when he goes to pick it up, he notices like how light it still is. That'll certainly be less cumbersome. And he kind of sets it next to the little nightstand and walks back over to the door. Still curious, looks out again.
As you look out again, you see Luna kind of like leaning up against the door with her ear against it. She kind of quickly steps back.
Oh. I am. Thank you very much for the gift. And it kind of gives like a small nod.
Just kind of a slow nod back and keeps a respectful distance, and you can tell she's like this isn't really her thing, and she doesn't really have a lot of experience like with stuff like this, so it's very awkward.
I feel like it's awkward for Varys too. I assure you I'll put it to good use. I won't be selling it. So, and it kind of like looks around awkwardly.
She is doing the same.
Do you I don't mean any offense, but and he kind of like puts his finger to his throat. He's like, "You can't talk, can you?"
He looks around, looks back at the 2 guards who are down the hallway, and kind of like motions to your room a little bit, as in like a little privacy type of thing.
He picks up on it and he kind of like steps back into the room. Whoop.
You slam the door in her face.
Not slamming the door in her face.
As she enters and closes the door behind her a little bit, not fully, but just enough, she turns back to you and brings her hand up and then kind of gives like a like shaking her hand back and forth, kind of like a eh in response, kind of like a kind of maybe sort of.
Well, you don't have to. It's just I assumed as much, and I didn't know whether or not I was right or wrong. It looks as if you suffered a previous injury that may have affected your speech.
She pats herself down really quick as if she's looking for something, then pulls out a very small little like notebook that has, you see as she's like flipping through it, there's like scribbles and little doodles and stuff and notes to various things, and she pulls out a piece of charcoal, and in just big bold letters all she writes is cursed.
Hmm. By who?
She flips the page over in smaller letters. She writes, can't say part of the curse.
Well, Varys almost like half chuckles, and well, that makes sense.
Gives a smile and nods.
Forgive me. We've never been formally introduced, and I apparently now have your name, and whether or not you've picked up on mine, I'm Varys Hollowind. It's nice to.
She smiles and writes, I know, and gives a little smiley face.
So is there any way that we can help you break the curse? I mean, you've been very helpful to me and my friends, and I'm not quite sure why, but I certainly appreciate it and would love the opportunity to pay you back for that, especially if it involves, you being able to speak again.
She takes a moment, kind of ponders it, and she flips over to the next page and she starts writing. And this spans across the back of the first page into the second one. And essentially says, I don't know why myself. Excuse me. Just feels like something that was right to do. I don't think you guys would be able to do anything about it unless you killed the source. And that's not going to be something that's possible. But thank you anyway.
Well, if there ever comes a time that you need my assistance for anything, don't hesitate to call on me.
She nods and... Sorry. She nods. Sorry, my mind goes to the gutter so quickly. She looks around the room and kind of like motions to the door over her shoulder, like in a sense of that's kind of like, maybe I should go.
Varys kind of does the awkward, yes. Thank you again for the wonderful gifts.
Nods her head and
he
takes a couple steps back.
Yeah, I think he like walks to the door with her.
Yeah.
I know it's not actually happening, but I just pictured all of us standing by the door trying to listen to what was happening.
She stands there awkwardly over the threshold, gives you a small wave, turns, and is like a little unnaturally stiff and walking away, like she's trying to make it seem natural, and in doing so is making it seem very unnatural.
after she like leaves the view of the doorway, he slowly closes the door and just kind of like holds the handle of it for a second and stands there and just kind of like awkward, like inner monologue. What the hell is all this about? That was strange. What time of day is it?
It is currently, what time of day is it? By the time it took you guys, it was closer towards evening actually. By the time you guys arrived, because you
Okay.
guys rode through the night, I think, or was something. I don't
Yeah, that's
remember.
what I thought.
So it's evening. It's like around dinner time.
So Varys
Oh.
is just like very much like in his own head, like trying to figure out like she doesn't even know why she's helping. She just feels like she's supposed to. And he just kind of sits cross-legged on the bed, almost in like a meditative trance position.
I think that quiver is supposed to be attunable. I don't remember. No, I didn't set it to attunable. It's supposed to be attuned.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't
Oops.
looked at the descriptions on them yet.
Oops, I keep pressing the wrong fucking button. Hello?
Oh, that's why. I wonder why my sheet was going crazy.
Max number of charges. 1. Here we go. Attuned, equipped, chargeable. Once per day. There you go. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
There we go. Sweet. So just keep in mind that double check inventory. Yeah. I can't actually edit your attuned thing unless I change this. No, because it's counted as a trinket, I think. Oh no, it's counted as a backpack. What the fuck? Weird. Oh well. Just keep in mind that you have 2 attuned items. I'll have to change that after session.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, her Luna's magic is
Pretty fucking cool.
yeah. And you are actually the only one here that would be familiar with her magic. I think we discussed that in DMs before. With the Moon Templar or whatever the fuck she is.
Right. Yeah, that was early on too.
Yeah. So, while Varys is ruminating on what just transpired, what are the rest of you doing?
Well, Ildrath and I are basically just having a light conversation since all of a sudden I can understand him. So we're just kind of talking about his past, my past, so on and so forth, learning a little bit about each other.
A boy
Interesting.
and his dragon.
As you're having this conversation, you've talked with Yildrath before, and it's always been fairly one-sided, but as you're sitting here in the privacy of your own room, in comfort without the looming threat of something over your shoulder, other than, obviously, the fact that you guys are currently criminals, but the actual, just a moment of peace. And you're able to kind of focus in more on Yildrath, and you kind of start picking up on certain habits that Yildrath has and understand what he means when he like flicks his tail a certain way or turns his head and cocks his head a certain way to his side or whatever. You feel a little more in tuned with him, and like there's something strange. There's like a tug almost, like there's an invisible strand between you that gets plucked, and you can't help but feel that the two of you are much more deeply
hit the wrong button.
connected. And you kind of get the sense as the time goes on through the evening that you're able to understand him and communicate things a lot easier now. Not even needing to share language at this point. There's just a basic core understanding between the two of you. You guys have fought in battle. You've brought him back from the brink of dying. He's stuck by you tooth and nail, and there's just something between you two now.
My boy.
Let me tell you about my best friend.
You do notice, however, at some point while you're sitting on the bed, Yildrath gets up on the bed as well and kind of like curls up at the end of it. He is essentially a very big, scaly dog.
You did not need to make it so cute, okay?
Well, now I'll never have to worry about sleeping and my feet getting cold.
That's true.
Or Ildrath will just kick you in your head, like Myra does.
And if you ever can't sleep, Yildrath can technically put you to sleep now.
All right, with his sleep breath.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, technically, I mean, from an RP standpoint, it would be funny. Mechanically speaking, it won't do enough damage to do so, but it'd be like I'm gonna take this and try to fall asleep at some point, and like an herbal tea, like a chamomile tea.
Chamomile. What about like Jigglypuff and just like making him fall asleep?
Do you want Yildrath to try to sing you a lullaby?
Yes.
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 Actually.
It's not terrible. It's not great though.
It's one
you
of the
have
ones
no
that
idea
can,
what
like,
he's saying.
It can calm you down, but it's not like nails on a chalkboard yet.
Yeah. It's definitely he's definitely missing a couple notes here and there.
Ildrath's new nickname is Zequil.
Z-Drath.
Z-Drath. He upgraded from Eeldrath to Zeeldrath.
He evolved.
I'm playing Pokemon in game now too.
You can't escape it.
It's everywhere.
Sigrun, what are you doing?
Sleeping.
I don't sleep. I'm an elf.
Right.
But yeah, essentially, we had a lot of stuff happen over the past, like 2 weeks or whatever the actual travel was. And come to find out, now apparently we're criminals. So, well, not actually fully trancing at the moment, essentially just kind of sitting there meditating, trying to put together all the pieces as to what has happened and what may have caused certain events that happen.
Okay. Anything you'd like to share?
No.
Damn. Okay. I was gonna do some really cool thing for your new level up, but unfortunately I didn't get around to writing it. So.
How dare you get sick and not have time to do stuff?
Yeah. At some point though, I do want to pull you aside for your new class. So. Because
Okay.
that's actually a lore thing. So. Ilthan and Natrix.
I don't see nothing wrong
With a little
Ilthan
bump and grind.
Has
That's
been
in the next room
subjecting
over.
has been subjecting Atrix to incoherent rantings about the vision that she had with Orphinius, and she's basically like ripping like pieces of paper out of her notebook and scrawling notes and basically like making a conspiracy board for like each of the parts of the vision that she had kind of spread out on the floor. So she has like a picture of the moon cracking in two. She has a picture of whatever the seed was that just has like these emanating drawings coming off of it to like represent like the feeling of power and infiniteness that it gave. And then the other not so fun stuff. It's just mumbling to herself, and this could mean, and that could mean, but what does that mean? Well, this could mean anything. Atrix, do you make any sense of this?
While Illithin is doing this, Atrix is sitting in the doorway, kind of getting paranoid himself, so he takes his dagger out and is just sitting there by the door, protecting Illithin. I can't make any sense of it. Let me take another look. And he gets up and just starts like walking around all of her little scribbles and stuff, and just kind of trying to take it all in.
Look at this here. What if we have everything wrong? What if, and hear me out, I know it's a stretch. What if we've been recruited by the wrong side?
That would be very interesting. It's starting to make a little bit of sense if we were, but I mean, there's still missing pieces, if that makes sense.
It does, but hear me out. Listen. We're collecting these artifacts, right? And they're all supposed to be remnants from the last group of heroes. Why wouldn't they want to find their way into the hands of those that want them? And I mean, the Holy Father, for God's sakes. Honestly.
You know, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, maybe we are I mean, it's kind of silly to say, but we're the chosen ones. Maybe they're choosing us for a reason.
I can understand that. It's just, there's something I'm missing.
Well,
I don't know.
Maybe you should lay down and rest a bit. I'll sit over here and make sure nobody interrupts.
No, don't be silly. You need sleep too.
Oh, I'll find some sleep. Just lay down and sleep on it, per se.
I don't want to. What if I have a dream about it? What if it's just the same dream over and over again? What if this is going to plague me until I figure it out? It's terrible.
Well, just know that nothing is going to happen to you here, and I will wake you if it gets too terrible.
Nothing's gonna harm you, not while I'm around.
Where is that bloody music coming from?
I don't know, but
You
those
speak
people appear to
Draconic,
be...
don't you?
Those
Yes, I
people-
do.
Those people seem to be having a hell of a time.
That might have been Ildrath trying to drown out that room next door. It makes perfect sense.
I feel like maybe it encouraged them. They're going faster now. You can hear it.
Yeah, I feel terrible for Sigurd.
Oh, well. All right. I suppose I'll lay down. Don't stay up, please.
I won't. And when she goes to lay down, Adrix will take one of like the not so she's kind of left scraps of paper around that are blank. And I'll take one of those and write a note to Rivali that states Rivali needs to, let Rivali know my plans to go to my contact, and he needs to go to his contact to see exactly what's going on, and as to why these, why did the word just blank? The what the hell is the word we just thought of? The doppelgangers are are like basically criminals and why they're wanted. And he will walk out and go slide it under Rivali's door.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
I'm just going to leave Atrix there, but for
Yeah.
visual purposes, he went out and slid under his door.
In the 5 seconds you're gone, Illithin is assassinated. Good job.
Yeah, Illithin's gonna kind
And you
of
should mention
curl
that.
up and sleep sideways on the bed, so that Atrix has enough room where he can like spread out between like the head of the bed and the nightstand.
After Illithin falls asleep, he'll adjust her so she's sleeping comfortably in the bed and just sit against the bed, his back against the bed, at the door, staring at the door, making sure nobody comes in. He'll tuck her in essentially.
Oh, that's disgusting. Let me double check. Okay. Ooh. Excuse me. So, hold on, I'll grab another tissue.
I'm gonna DM you real quick.
Yes.
Monka.
Okay, so next day. Go. Go. These guys are no longer here. Pooping guy is no longer pooping. And the door is no longer locked. For the bathroom. Yeah, of course you can. Anything in particular you're looking for?
I think he would know when he sees it. Because it should just be a mark on a door frame.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And it should be an abandoned house.
Yep. So there's actually quite a lot of abandoned buildings in Monroe. But it doesn't take you too long to find one that's marked as a drop-off location. And you double check.
So for those not in the know, in the middle of the night, after Varys has already done his like 4-hour trance rest, he decides to get up, look around, make sure like coast is clear, and like sneaks out and heads out into Maiden Row, searching for an abandoned house that has a specific mark on the door frame.
You do manage to find it. There are multiple number of drop-off locations, but this one specifically kind of, I don't know, strikes you as this is definitely the right one. And you had the note and everything that led you where you needed to go. Underneath one of the floorboards is not very well hidden. So it doesn't take you long to find it at all with your expertise and skills in this. You find a small little, like haphazard little chest.
Is it big enough to conceal away? Or
You could
small
tuck
enough,
it
I should
under
say?
your arm if you wanted to.
Okay.
Like under your armpit, kind of like it's like a football size almost.
First things first, with it being a chest, Varys will check it to see if it's trapped, considering considering everything involved here. Where's my character sheet? That is what, sleight of hand?
Investigation. Wait, yes? Investigation? Why am I brain farting? Is it investigation?
Looking for traps, yes.
Okay,
I hope
that's what
so.
thought. I'm brain farting today. Yeah, easy enough. This chest isn't trapped at all. There's not even a lock on it.
Cool. He flips it open to check the contents.
Okay. Inside is a pouch. It's very cheaply made, but it is practically bulging. And then there is a small little handkerchief that seems to be made of like cheap linen, and something's wrapped up inside of it.
Open the pouch and just look inside.
Okay. An assortment of various coins. You're not entirely sure how much it is inside, but you see some gold, you see some silver, a little copper here and there.
Tucks that away and then like unfolds the handkerchief.
Okay. Inside the handkerchief, you find a very simple but elegant ring. The band itself is made of steel, and it has a very small, single, kind of rough cut topaz that's been kind of set into the band.
Does it look like just like a generic gemmed ring?
It's smaller. You kind of get a sense that this would be something probably a lady would wear.
Got it. Probably wraps the handkerchief back around it and tucks that away as well, and closes up the chest and shoves it back under the floorboard and like replaces the floorboards. Carefully goes to the door and like looks around to make sure nothing too crazy is going on, and slips back out into the shadows of the night and tries to make his way back to where they are staying.
Right, easy enough for you to do. No one skulking around is fairly common here, so it's not weird at all for you to be doing so. You can blend right in. No one seems to really pay you any mind. You manage to slip in and slip out unnoticed for the most part. But you do manage to get back to your room. Will you be counting the coins?
Yeah, once back in the room, probably pop the pouch open and see exactly what's in there.
Okay, in total, inside the pouch is a grand total of 500 gold in various coins, but it equals up to 500.
Gotcha. I think for simplicity, I'll just add 500 on my sheet.
Yeah. I didn't put specific how many of each coin. I just
Yeah.
put 500.
No, that works.
That's exactly what it was. It was essentially like a wedding thing. Ah, I love it. Okay. That being said, morning arrived for the rest of you. The tavern is pretty much busy throughout the entire night, even well into the morning. But the smell of food and alcohol kind of permeates the entire area and wakes some of you who were sleeping up.
Did you really sleep on the floor all night? Atrix, wake up.
Yes, yes, I did. I wanted to make sure you were comfortable.
Well, why? There's plenty of half bed for you two. Look, I even left you the nightstand so you could stretch your legs out.
Oh, it's fine. I slept rather well, actually. I'm
Oh,
used to
so you
sleeping.
don't want to sleep next to me? Is that what it is?
That's not true. I just wanted to respect your space.
Likely story.
Shall we? And he'll open the door for her.
Fine. She's running her fingers through her hair to get it untangled. Have you seen the others yet? Oh, no, of course you haven't. They're asleep.
I have not, but I'm actually on my way to see how Varys is doing.
Oh, good. Let's.
Oh, Varys.
Varys gets up off of his bed. He was just staring out the window, looking at what wildlife might be outside.
See a chipmunk run over. Run along the trees at time.
Good morning.
Good morning. How would you sleep?
Quite well.
As did I. Should we wake the others and go get some food for the morning?
Sounds like a plan. Let me make sure I have everything. And he goes back into the room to make sure he doesn't leave anything.
Atrix will walk over to Rivali's door and then Seagurn's and so on and so forth down the hallway and kind of get everybody for breakfast.
As he reaches my door, I open the door as you like reach for the handle. And I'm like, oh,
Oh, good morning. I was here to
Morning,
wake you up to go get some food.
oh, yeah, Ildrath and I were getting ready to go get some food, so we will join you.
All right. Atrix will kind of reach out for a high five for Ildrath as he walks by.
Smacks it with his tail a little bit. High tail.
Did anyone go back out last night after we all settled in our rooms?
Not that I'm aware of. I know you and I didn't.
Well, of course we didn't. We were in the room.
Wait, you guys were in the room together all night by yourself? Kulog will like come up and like just nudge.
Yes. And we didn't
Atrix.
even burn it down.
Oh,
Not yet, anyway. And he'll kind of give a side smirk to Illithin.
Well, the day's young.
burn it down. Is that what the kids say these days?
Why,
What
Elithin,
is
did
it
you hear
with
something?
men? Well, no. I was just wondering, and you may think it an odd question, but did you notice anything different about the moon?
No.
Oh. All right, then. Well, never mind me. And, Kulov, no, there was none of that. Atrix here slept on the floor. I left him plenty of room on the bed. He decided to sleep on the floor instead. A girl
What
could
a
be offended.
gentleman.
Yes, I gave her the bed and I took the floor, respectfully, tucked her in, and kept watch over her in case something happened.
And the bed is all you gave her.
Oh.
Oh, so it's okay to tuck me in, so you can touch me but not sleep next to me. Is that what it is?
Atrix just kind of sits there speechless for a moment.
Varys quietly turns to Kulog and goes, sounds like she wanted him to give her more than just the bed.
Maybe she wanted to give him her full moon, if you know what I'm saying.
Sheesh.
What does that even mean?
You weren't supposed to hear that.
As I have excellent hearing.
The bartender is just kind of like listening in while he's cleaning glasses for the day, just kind of chuckling a little bit to himself.
Anyway, I wonder where the couple is that was so very busy last night.
They were running a marathon, weren't they?
Yeah,
Yes.
they're running something.
Sounded like they were exercising.
Quite profusely.
Some call that the horizontal wrestling.
I've always heard it as the horizontal tango. It's like a dance, but horizontally?
Yeah, I don't know what sex you all have been having, but a dance? Really? Come on. Iltham turns around on her stool. Just kind of looking out at the people at the other tables.
Yeah, this place is packed even now. A lot of the patrons who were here last night are still here. You do notice there is one guy specifically that nobody else is sitting at his table, and he kind of gives off a very menacing vibe. As you kind of look at him, you can see flaming red hair that seems to kind of glow a little bit underneath his hood, and you can see very dark skin.
Do it.
Oh, I can tell you who I think it wasn't. Look at that one. Look, don't be obvious.
You look so angry. Nobody should look angry after a marathon like that.
Atrix kind of does that awkward stretch and like look over thing to not try to make it too obvious, but he's making it 100% obvious.
Like lean back on the bar stool.
Yeah.
So I didn't get around to editing this picture, but his hair is supposed to be like almost actual flames, and his eyes are supposed to be like embers. He's essentially a fire genasi, and I didn't get around to editing the picture.
Rivali, are you sure that you and Atrix were in the same line of business? He's terrible at being inconspicuous. He was. Okay, then. Maybe you could give him some pointers.
Blackface, Panta.
Do I, as Atrix, know any of these individuals? Like, can I take a glance across the room?
Roll me. Actually, you won't even need to roll this because you would know. You have been here before. A lot of these are the familiar faces and normal people who tend to come here. You do know that sometimes the guards come here as well. More so the guards that are very obviously the type of guards that you can pay off, essentially, or who work for the various criminal guilds. You don't recognize the guy in the robe that's by himself. You didn't know that Luna was here, obviously. You've only ever seen her really in passing once, but you don't know her personally. But aside from that, you're not on friendly terms with everybody here per se, but you have seen them before.
Okay. I will go. I'll after eating a little bit. I'll take a walk to the job board that we were shown and kind of look through and see what that's all about.
Okay, so I am unable to force you guys to see the job board itself, so if you go to the bookmark icon on the left-hand side and click it until you see the little scroll icon, it should pop up the quest log, and then click on available, and you should be able to read through all the quests.
I don't know why, but I feel absolutely famished this morning. Kulog, are you hungry?
I'm starving.
Barkeep, what's on the breakfast menu?
We got some eggs, bacon. We got muffins today. I think we got some fried tomatoes. We got some salads. We got fried mushrooms. We got like a full kitchen. What do you want? We got a full kitchen.
I believe I'll have some fried eggs with tomatoes and mushrooms, please.
All right. Looks for the rest
I'll
of you.
have what he's having. That sounds delicious.
You have any of them French fried taters? I believe is how it's said.
Are you mocking me?
Oh, no, sir. I just thought that's how it was said. Was that not right? She gives him a big, bright, just friendly smile.
Kind of squints his eyes at you, looks over at you, Atrix, and over to Rivali as well. Kind of shakes his head like some people's kids type of meeting, and then writes down his notebook essentially potatoes.
I meant no offense. A bit of humor for the morning. I do apologize.
Your impression needs some work.
Duly noted. Thank you.
about the rest of you? What are you guys eating?
I'll make it easy and just have the same as those two.
I'll just kind of put up. I've made my way back and kind of just put up the. I'll just agree and say same thing.
Alright, coming right up, and he turns around, opens the big double doors, and as he does, those of you who are kind of like more in the center see Luna reaching over and like, while the cooks in the back, while they have their backs turned, she's shoving muffins into her pocket. She looks at some of you who can see, makes eye contact with y'all, gives you a smirk, and then books it. He shouts back the order, then closes the door, and begins pouring you guys all drinks, essentially, to go on with it. Water, a pitcher of water, and then, like, their cheap house ale, essentially.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, and I'll kind of lean and whisper to, I guess, Sigrun, who is closest to me. So what are we going to be doing about this whole wanted business? Do you think we're safe here? You know, showing our faces and everything.
Just kind of like a casual glance around the room, and then I think this may be one of the safest places for us at the moment.
Well, we can't just stay here. What's the plan?
I guess they're at opposite ends of the... So, towards both Rivali and Atrix, kind of back and forth since they're on completely opposite sides.
Uh-huh.
It seems like it might be more up their alley. I honestly don't know.
Noticing Seegren is looking at me, I'll make my way down the thing and ask him if he needs something.
This is terribly arranged. You and Rivali should be in the middle.
I mean, I can definitely just swap seats with Rivali. Let me do that. I'll take the seat Rivali was sitting in.
If we put you two in the middle, then everyone can hear you without you having to be too terribly loud. Here, Bart, everyone scooch.
Varys gets up from his stool.
I, for some reason, can't move my token for whatever reason. I have no idea why. Thank you.
The bookmark thing with the job board is on the left, correct?
Yep.
I must be
Yeah,
missing
the one that... The journal notes, the fourth one, and then the third one, quest log.
Oh, okay.
And then
you should
available.
also be able to get to it as well from... Yeah, if you go to the little book icon on the right-hand side of the chat icon, the open book, at the very bottom of that screen, there's like a little quest log button.
Oh, yes, there is. And then if you want the graphics, in the journals page, the top thing,
Got
quests, the one not in the folder, is the actual image of it.
The quest log entries themselves have little hooks on them that the pages don't have, so...
So after shuffling stools. Varys takes a drink of water and walks over to where is the I'm air quoting, you can't see me. Where's the job board? Okay.
When Varys makes his way up there, the one that's the top one that says needed armed escort has already been taken off. It's in my possession. Because it's right up my alley. And then as Atrix sits down, he will start to kind of unveil his plan of figuring out or trying to figure out as to why we are all criminals, or I put that in quotations like Slothage said, criminals in Ardengard. Which includes going to see his contact who hired him to go to the Witchwood in the first place, and get answers from them if they know, and then also telling them that I let Rivali also know that he should go to his contact and see if they know anything.
Forgot I was the DM for a second. I just started spacing off. If you so like I said in chat, there is technically no time limit on these. So if you want to accept all of them, you can. I will warn you, a couple of them do interlock with the other quests. So like, just keep in mind if you do one before the other. I'm not going to tell you which ones. It might change the outcomes of other quests, etc.
Is Squeaker.
I love the Squeaker one. Oh. Ugh, I hate this.
So you're going to talk to your contacts? What is... I feel useless. I don't have a contact.
I mean, you can come with me, and I know ways around the city that not a lot of people know, and I can show you around if you wish.
Oh, a tour.
I mean, obviously, I'll give you a more in-depth tour once we, in quotations, Atrix will do the quotations again. Once we are not criminals, but I mean, I can show you some of my more overt ways around town.
Why not?
Also, now I have a way of communicating with others when I'm not around, if that makes sense. So we don't need to be together to communicate.
Oh. Oh, really? You know, I've always wondered how that worked. And it just dawned on you.
It, when I was sitting
Bit
there
jealous.
last night, it's quite weird. I haven't tested it yet, so I'm not sure quite how it rolls, or how it goes. But, I mean, I could always do it to Varys right now and freak him out.
What? How does he need to dance?
I'll cast Sending to Varys. And I'll go. I gotta count this. I gotta make sure I do it 25 or less. I'll go.
I'll be your Travis.
Yeah. I'll go. Hey Varys, how's that job board looking? Anything interesting?
Well, there's certainly some strange things going on. There's missing people and weird music coming from a boarded up house. Have you gone over? And he like turns over his shoulder. Have you gone over these? What? And he looks back at the bar, and Atrix is still sitting there.
It'll just wave at him.
So, how do I claim these?
Yep, there
we
you go.
s-
Oh, okay, just the little arrow thing.
grab them all.
Varys, well, he grabs the two that he was talking about for a
I'll
missing
grab the
person and strange music.
I'll
And
grab the cat one too, because I mean, as I'm going through town, I'll look for it.
comes back to show Atrix. And I guess the rest of the party. Did you see these? There's missing people and strange music coming from some buildings. I don't know if at all or even why they would be related, but it seems interesting to me that people are going missing in a large city like this.
Does sound quite interesting. I also found this one for an armed escort. Um, I don't plan on asking questions. It's right up my alley, but I plan on going to see some people I know here to figure out why we are also on this board. But
Have we thought about asking anybody else in the bar if they recognize our faces?
As you say that, one of the guards who's currently stuffing his face, uh, in the corner, like from you guys, essentially,
Hmm.
kind of raises his drink. He goes, "Yeah, I recognize you."
Atrix will look over at him and go, "Once you finish that bite, can you tell us exactly why we are on that board?"
I don't know the details, and swallows and chunks down his drink. I don't know the details, but all I know is that the king put out the bounty on you guys. Not the queen, but the king. Which is quite rare. Usually it's the queen that does stuff like that, but don't worry. We may work for him, but we're not going to say anything.
When the guard like emphasizes the fact that the king put out the wanted posters, Varys kind of like leans forward a little bit over the bar and like looks down at the rest of the party.
Atrix kind of looks up and down the party as well, and is just kind of. Would Atrix know why the king would put out a bounty at all? Like, he's been here long enough, and he's been here enough. Would
Yeah,
he know?
so you've lived and grown up here, and Rafali would know this too. This is a very matriarchal society. The queen is the one that runs everything. Um, the king obviously has power too, but to a much lesser degree. So for him to, he's usually um, more. He usually takes more of a passive role for most things. So it's very odd for him to actually do something like this.
Would I know of any other instance as to why the king would have put a, like, thinking back in the history of being here?
On you, maybe, but a royal decree is a little extensive, for the petty crimes that you've done.
Okay.
I'm sorry, excuse me, Mr. I'm sorry, we didn't catch your name. Not that I'm arguing, but you work for the crown? Why is it that you wouldn't, you know?
Because it's more lucrative not to. Lining your, never have one single source of income, if you will.
I see.
Oh, actually, that reminds me. And he reaches into his coat pocket and hands it to you, Seagern, because you're closest. And it's a letter.
I look at it.
It is very basic looking. Go on. You gonna open it?
Oh, I thought maybe you had like an image or something you were
Nope.
opening. Yeah, I meant I like look at it and open it.
Okay. So as you open it, it is very nice handwriting, but everything about it just screams like super basic, except for the obvious royal seal down at the bottom. The letter itself is not formal, and it says, "Hopefully this letter finds you. I'm sorry that underhanded tactics are needed to get in touch with you. I am hosting a masquerade ball shortly. I would like all of you to attend. I have attached a map with items for you to wear to the masquerade ball. Sorry you came back to such poor circumstances. I did the best I could to give false descriptions of you all. Hope to see you at the masquerade. We can talk then. Signed, signed the Queen."
Oh shit, we're about to go to a ball, y'all.
After reading through it, I hand it very specifically to Illithin and ask, "Do you think that's actually hers?"
It definitely is. She handed it out to and he points to the other two, and they each pull out one of their own. It looks like she probably made a copy of, and handed it to like the obvious double dippers, essentially.
Looks exactly like what I've seen, so I suppose it is. This just keeps
Over.
getting more and more convoluted. Then takes out a notepad, scribbles a note.
Varys like looks down down the bar. Well, what's it say?
Yeah, I'll pass the note down. Sorry.
Atrix will read it and pass it down the line.
Don't forget to burn that when you're done, by the way. And the other guys burn their letters at one of the candles that's kind of sitting on the bar.
Before Atrix hands it down, he will write down all of the things that those are. I'm assuming that this letter is about us.
Yeah, it's 100% you
So
guys.
he'll kind of make a list of what everybody needs to wear in his quill, the one that can basically erase shit if he wants to.
Yep.
He'll write it all down and then pass it down, and then tell Varys to, or write on the thing, burn this after reading it.
Varys will read it, and then Ildrath will.
Gulag, you mean?
No, Varys will read it. After Varys is done reading it, Ildrath
There
will
you
go through and basically just like spit some fire at it and catch it on fire from his, like in Varys's hands.
Hell yeah.
Just like a
There's obviously a candle, but
little-
Ildrath is like, fuck that paper.
yeah, it's like a little little spark of
Yeah, he'll, like,
fire.
spit on it. Spit fire on it.
Atrix will lean over to Illithin and say, gather everyone and bring them to our room. And he will get up and walk back to his room.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you
Sorry,
very
back to
much.
eating his food.
Right. So, I'm just going to throw this out there. I don't like this. I don't know how the rest of you feel, but something still feels off to me. However, apparently Atrix wants us all to meet in our room.
What about the food?
Oh,
I
I
assume we
I could deliver that to you guys. It's fine.
Oh, that works too.
Well, okay.
I'm taking this cup. Could you top it up?
Top stuff for you.
Gentlemen.
Varys chugs down the rest of his glass of water and gets up and starts making his way to the room.
Speaking of glass of water, I have to pee really bad because I've been staying hydrated, so I'll pee.
Making my way. I picked it up and I was like, and then I was like, I'm a fucking idiot, and I started to put it in my mouth.
Okay, so you guys moving all to the other room?
The room. Bye.
Have a beautiful time.
I also take a cup of ale with me.
Hell yeah.
So since everybody's in the room and it's a little bit, then Varys stops slamming the door open and closed.
That was
That was
not
me.
me.
Sorry.
No, I know.
But Varys is actually like back against the door because it's a little cramped.
I brought you all here to discuss that letter. First and foremost, I wrote down all what we had to wear, but I wanted a little bit more privacy and quietness to discuss what our next plans were.
Just for quick clarification, she told you a location to pick up the evening wear, essentially.
Which I had written down as well.
Okay.
So I wrote down all that we needed here and where to pick it up from. But I wanted to make sure that we were all on the same page, and if there were people that did not want to go, they had an opportunity to do so. But I think we all know that, well, I don't think we all know, but I feel like this might be our best path as to why we are on this board to begin with.
Well, to me, it certainly sounds like the king is the one that wanted to put the hit out on us, and the queen did her best to cover up. So something's clearly going on within the royalties.
Yes, I would have to agree. I've never seen it like this. It's personally, I've never had it happen to me, but the king and queen being at a disagreement publicly is not heard of.
Well, it's not necessarily public, is it?
Well,
And I don't think this is the kind of invitation, she makes quotation marks, that we could turn down.
I certainly don't think we should. I say we, I mean, did it have a date of when the ball was?
It did.
Okay. And what date was that? Was that tonight?
No. Let me open up my calendar. It will be on the 30th of this month.
Week and a half.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we've got a little bit over a week until the ball actually happens, so I say I still take the path to go talk to my contacts and find out, maybe get a little more information as to why the king wanted our heads, and maybe why the queen is covering for us, and then pick up what we need and then make our way to the ball, I would assume. I don't know if anybody else had any plans. I mean, I also could ask the queen as to what was going on. I do have the means to do it. And I smirk at Varys.
I have some plans that'll require me to be away for maybe a day and a night, possibly.
I don't think we should. I mean, if it's necessary and you should go alone, then fine. But I don't think we should travel alone.
Oh, trust me, I'll be fine. I'll make sure no one recognizes me.
I will. How do I want to word this? I need a couple moments to word this message to El Queen because I'm gonna cast sending and ask the Queen a question.
Okay.
Anyone else have plans for now that we're back in the city? Any individual endeavors?
I might try to scare some kids with my pet dragon here, but other than that, no, I don't have any plans.
I would word it that way. Could be misinterpreted.
I've already taken care of what I need.
Why would you want to scare children?
It just makes me giggle when I get to watch them run around and scream in terror.
Sounds like somebody scared you a lot when you were a child.
Yes, very traumatic experiences with a few random bandit troves, but I understand now why they were so terrifying, or looked menacing anyway.
And you willingly want to put that same burden on other children. Strange.
Oh, I just want to scare them and then show them how docile Ildrath could be. But sometimes it is fun to shake them up a little bit, if you know what I mean.
Hmm.
I mean, it's not often you get to walk around and it's not often that you see somebody walking with a dragon. Maybe that might give people, dangerous people, a sense of fear to maybe not mess with us, if you will.
It'll also make you stand out more for those who might be paying attention.
Might being the key word, though.
So I have it ready for whenever I have a moment.
Whenever you want to take it.
So I will cast sending and send the following message to the Queen.
Okay.
I will cast it and say, Your Majesty, the magician here. Our group is here. Is everything okay? And is there any specific reason for the wanted poster?
There's a little bit of a pause, but you do get a reply. It says, so hold on. When people reply, are they beholden to the same 25 words?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I thought. I just wanted to double check just in case. It's
Donuts.
very informal in her response, and you've met the queen a couple times. She's very formal when she needs to be, but very down to earth. You pooping? Very, very down to earth. When she doesn't need to be so uppity. She was, after all, the military commander essentially for the city before she became queen. So she still kind of hangs to that mentality as much as she can. You also kind of get a sense that the reply, based on the hushed tone, is kind of more of a you caught her at a bad time, but she is replying and she's not ignoring you.
Okay.
She says, hello? Hello? Oh, fuck. I just had a brain fart. I literally just had it in my head. Hold on.
That's why I took some time. I was like, I
Is
sit
it
there and
me
typed it
you're
out.
looking for?
All right, talk amongst yourself for a second while I type it out.
There goes Varys again, playing with the damn door.
Look, I was making sure that nobody was out there.
Why would you say that? Atrix, look out the window over there. Peek out the other window.
I look. Okay, are the scribblings still all across the floor? Like, we haven't picked those up
I
yet.
mean, yeah, they're still kind of chilling there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, fine. I wasn't just checking to see if somebody was out there. I needed a breath. It's cramped in here.
Well, it's the only room that gave us the most privacy.
Let me count this really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Also, now that I've typed that out, 25 words is actually a lot. You can get a lot said in 25 words.
You can if you plan it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when you're trying to do it on the fly where things go horribly wrong.
Yeah.
No, wait, shit.
Jester here. You pooping?
Hey, now, that was pretty much always at the very end if she had extra words left over.
Yeah. I love how she used all 25 too.
Even the time he specifically said you don't have to use all 25.
You're right, I don't. Do it.
Go to the way.
Okay. So she eventually replies with hello. King sent notice after item stolen. Secret vault broken into. I know it's not you. Keep your wits. King spies everywhere.
I will relay that to the group because they can't. It would just be in my
Yeah.
head, right? Okay.
Just for you.
I'll relay that to the group.
Is sending a spell slot?
Yes.
You used 2 of your spell slots already, and it's just morning.
Third level spell slots too, I believe.
Well, I mean, the only other third level spells that I have that would become useful would be Tiny Hut and Fireball. But first and foremost, we have rooms.
You could fireball the room.
Yeah, and I could
Yeah, do
Fireball
it
the
right
room, I
now.
guess. But
Ildrath would be okay.
Yeah, he'll just be fine.
so I figured using one to troll Varys and then one for an actual purpose would be fine. Because hopefully, by the time that we fight again, I will have had a rest.
Secret
Smiley face.
secret vault broken into.
Are
Are they talking about absolution?
Yeah.
So someone did steal it and bring it to you. You didn't teleport. But who would have done that?
Yeah, who would have done that? Because none of us had left, so it had to have been what? And I just kind of stumble over my words and think if I would have known anybody to have done that.
You don't even know what secret vault she's talking about. You don't know. The rest of you would know this, obviously. That
She's
it's
in
most likely that
the
she's
vault
talking.
in the cathedral, right?
Correct, the reliquary. But Atrix, that's not. Actually, no. You of all people would know about the reliquary. Yes, you would.
Would I
So I
have
take that back.
would I have known who would try to get in there and steal shit?
No, that's
Okay.
that's a fool's errand.
And it's not exactly a short distance from Ardengard to Greenwood. They traveled a long way to get that to you, Kulog.
That was even through the Great Cut as well. The only person that we saw during that whole thing was
The
the
director.
director. You wouldn't think that the director would have broken into the vault, right?
No,
And
come
stolen
on.
absolution and brought it to me in the night?
I mean, would the director need to break in?
I doubt it.
Well, I don't think he would have free passage, right? They clearly made it a point when we brought absolution to them the first time that nobody went in there besides the Holy Father. And I guess us during the moment when he was brought in there, but he was the one that basically is the only one to go into that room by himself. Could the Holy Father know the director? Could the director have coaxed him into going in and taking special items? Maybe there were other things in the director's cart that were from
Okay, I know
the
that
vault.
this is all speculation, but even if that was the case and the director is the one that brought absolution to you, the question then becomes why?
It is a very good question.
The director has always been looking out for us, if you will, ever since we met him.
I mean, with the exception of when Cabbage Soup tried to steal something from him.
That idiot. I may have questions about what side we're on, but there's no question about him. Good riddance.
There is the director for you,
Thank you.
and there is the. Oh, they do look really similar.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, those are the same people.
That is why I was thinking about it. To be fair, I
So they're not-
designed the Holy Father.
Yeah, Callie completely designed
Holy
the Holy
Daddy.
Father, the Holy Daddy. Yeah, yeah. They're not supposed to look alike, but I guess they do. So it is what it is.
Father,
Oops.
Father, forgive me for I have
Daddy.
sinned.
Daddy.
Well,
Sorry.
I guess even if they did look similar, the director could also be a changeling as well and could change his appearance to whatever he wanted to be every time he saw us, right?
What do you mean as well?
Because he already has such powerful magics just carrying around all these relics in his cart. I can't imagine that he doesn't have other powers that we haven't seen before. Maybe
Oh.
one of the items that he has obtained over his travels could give him shape-shifting powers, right?
I mean, anyone can throw up an illusion and make them look like whatever they want. It's not foolproof, but anyone can do it with enough training.
We've also never questioned the director in a way of, do we know if that's his true form or not? I'm not saying we should. Again, this is just an idea. Could they be the same person?
Okay, let's pivot.
I feel like that's
Pivot.
maybe a reach. I thought the same thing. They look similar. Well, I was thinking maybe
I agree with
related.
Varys, though. Why would they bring absolution to me?
Let,
Why
let,
would they risk getting themselves killed
let's
by
pivot
us
here.
catching them in the night?
If this is in regards to absolution, and it's that big of a deal, why would the Queen herself not put out the decree that we were wanted But instead the king is, and now the queen is covertly communicating with us.
Well, the Queen said she knows it's not us. That implies that she knows who it is.
Well, she knows
Or at
it's
very
not
least, she
us.
has one way a way to confirm that it's not us, and it's not something that she would rule out without reason.
Well, if she knows it's not us, could she have possibly sent the person to steal it and bring it to Kulog?
What if she didn't send anybody? What if it was her? She was the highest ranking commander prior to being the queen.
Well, all I know is if we decide to go anywhere, I don't think you should be brandishing that blade.
I was thinking the same. Should I put it inside of Sigrun's fuzzy lovely sack, or should we just cover it with like some cloth or something?
Yeah, Sigurd, I've been meaning to tell you, you should probably shave that sack. It's getting a
Yeah,
little
your
fuzzy.
sack is getting a little a few
Unruly.
growths on it.
God damn it.
I've heard of fabric pilling, but that's positively disgusting.
Aw.
I think it is probably best that we put it in Sigrun's lovely sack. Just covering it up, it's still kind of there. It's not exactly a small dagger.
True.
But what if we get searched? If you turn that thing inside out, everything comes flying out. It'll be there anyway.
Still probably best to conceal. Also, don't get searched.
Varys does have a point. We just all need to be a little more stealthy than normal. And with the guidance of somebody like Varys, he can teach us how to maneuver around. Atrix is pretty good at getting in and out of sticky situations as well, so we should be fine, I think.
Well, and Atrix seems to be rather familiar with the city here.
I'm quite adept at moving around unnoticed.
And that just leaves you, Ildrath. He just kind of like perks up, does little tippy taps.
I was just about to say he does tippy taps.
We gotta get a little, like, a mustache for Ildrath.
Eldrath is
Mustache and a
haunted.
top hat.
Baby dragon. I don't know how to make him look different.
Put a wig on him.
Ildrath, could you maybe... I wonder if we could tuck his tail. Ildrath, can you walk on just your hind legs?
Oh, let's find out, can he?
With enough work, maybe we could pass... No.
Yes, he can.
Yes, he can.
That is
Yes.
brilliant, but I'm
Oh.
wondering what clothing we would put him in.
My
He could
God.
as a dragonborn or maybe a half-dragon. We've told him some common. This is a terrible idea. Please don't take me seriously.
He he grabs whoever is like the closest. Essentially, he kind of like pulls out whoever's holding like a backpack. Goes through it, pulls out a cape, and he very clumsily fastens it on.
I pull out the cloak of billowing from the bag of holding.
He puts it on. And he stands there rather dramatically, and he watches this majestic baby dragon with this beautiful billowing cloak. It is the pinnacle of peak beauty that you guys have seen.
You are a vision. Unfortunately, still a vision of a dragon in a cloak.
Now I wonder if we do have the bag of useful items. Maybe we could pull out some like glasses or something. Maybe that'll alter it a little bit as well.
You can certainly try. The last time, I can't remember the last time you pulled something out of that, but it was not what you wanted to.
I don't
Okay,
think we've ever pulled anything out of there that we were trying to pull out.
So you reach into the bag to pull out some glasses, and you pull out a ham sandwich.
Fuck.
And
The food's not here yet.
soon as the smell of the ham sandwich comes out, Ildrat just immediately starts drooling, and I look at him and I just throw it straight to him, and he just clomps it down. One bite. Well, that didn't work. Let's try this again.
Oh no. What
Okay,
have I
you reach
done?
in one more time. You pull out a little stick, and at the end of the stick, it has like one of those like little pinwheels.
He's much too large to pass for a child. Surely we agree on that.
Shiny.
And we've lost Kulog.
And we've lost Kulog.
I mean, yes, Lilith, I agree. We can't pass him off as a child. I mean, on his hind legs, he stands taller than all of us.
Well, I was going for maybe, a dragonborn. If we tucked his tail, maybe, kept his wings down somehow. A half dragon, they have tails and have wings. This is not going to work. Sigrun, Atrix, you don't know how to turn things into other things, do you?
I
No.
do not.
Oh.
Did
Something Neil
anybody
never
buy
quite
the
got around
potion
to
of wild
teaching me.
polymorph?
I have it in my inventory. I was just thinking about that as you made mention of it. I do have
I
it.
couldn't remember if you bought it or not.
I also have one that could go very well or very poorly.
One way to find out.
Likely
Oh,
very
no.
poorly.
I'm going to save my potion of wild polymorph until the night of the dance, and we'll get an outfit for Ildrath as well. I guess based on what he polymorphs into.
Please be a dog. Please be a dog.
Could be a giant rat.
No. No. Disgusting.
Or a badger?
Oh, that's Varys's friend.
So was the giant rat.
Oh god.
Ugh.
I'm gonna pull something out of the gray bag of tricks. Is it D8? Oh god, this is the most terrifying roll.
Atrix, you're doing that in here?
A
Oh.
panther? Holy fuck!
Okay. Uno momento while I get the token for this.
Elfin makes
It's a
herself
kitty.
as small as possible in the corner. Like,
As
puts the
soon as-
pillow in front of her.
As soon as he starts reaching for the bag, I'm gonna make my way towards the door and just kind of gesture towards Varys, like, "Do you want to just like gesture towards the door?" Essentially, like,
Yeah, Varys.
let's go.
Varys flings the door open and lets Sigrun pass. But immediately moves to like, hey, I know how to handle wild animals, and tries to make sure that like the panther stays calm.
Yeah, the Panthers. He's a
Yeah, it's like a giant cat, right?
yeah, well, yeah, but
Oh my
whatever
God.
you summon is an ally.
I'm so fucking stupid. Why did I say that? I meant it's acting like a giant household cat.
Yeah, it
Okay.
does essentially whatever you want.
So-
It summons as an ally.
Atrix, we're trying to figure out how to conceal a dragon, and now you have a panther.
It's only for a couple hours. It'll be fine. He can stay here and lay in the sunbeams.
Okay.
What if it has to, you know?
We'll crack a window.
I'm just gonna take this time to go check on the food.
Like, as you turn that corner, you almost bump into the guy carrying your guys' food.
I immediately take a step back and then go to the side of the hallway, whichever side he's not on, to stay out of his way.
You guys dance a couple of times. Which way are you going? This way? This way?
He
Excuse
brings
me.
the
Oh, slide
food
right
and
past
tries
you.
to hand it off to you, Varys.
Oh, food has arrived. Varys like starts to like grab plates out of the guy's hand.
Is that a bloody panther in there?
Nope. No, it's not.
Mm,
And
it's okay. Everything is under control.
No, see the
I
Here,
see
Kulog,
weirder.
take this food.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Here, just start passing them around.
All right. Atrix Rivali, here's your food. Illithin, here is your breakfast. Ildrath, he'll just like kind of flick the whole plate up into the sky, and Ildrath will just take it all and eat it in one bite.
Platon, aw.
Sigrun, did you get yours?
I will. I'm like staying outside because the guy's blocking
He's
the
in the
doorway.
door.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I will just kind of like, if he still has it, I'll take it from him. If he doesn't, I'll just wait and grab it when I go in. But
He does, he
I'll also
does.
say that I'll make sure that the room doesn't get messy. And just, I look like I'm kind of in the same situation of him, like, I don't want to deal with it either.
Kind of gives you a very slow nod. You kind of get a sense that not the weirdest thing he's seen after opening the door. And more of as long as nothing gets destroyed, he doesn't care.
The panther at this point has made its way to the bed and curled up into a ball and sleeping right in the window. The sunbeams.
Thank you for the food. And I will.
Yup.
And Varys like makes way for
Walks off.
Sigrun to come back in.
This is ridiculous.
So, Varys like eats a bite of food real quick. What are we gonna do for the next week then?
Well, I can go see my contacts, and we have a couple of jobs that we can try and do.
How are we going to do those jobs without people knowing that we're out and about? I'm sure there are plenty of people who are not very well off who would love to collect a bounty.
She has a point.
That is very true.
On that note, 500 gold a person. Not terrible.
We could buy some really, really nice things with that 500 gold.
Suggesting we turn ourselves in.
I don't think bounty
Well-
rewards work that way.
Unless one of us turns all of everybody else in and then breaks us all out. But I was more thinking maybe it is a good idea for us to do a few quests. Not really quests, but like those jobs that we saw on the board. Wouldn't be a bad idea to try to make some money off of it.
Kulog, how much ale did you drink while we were at the bar?
Quite a bit.
That's what I figured, because we just said that we can't go out in public.
I mean, Illithin can't she?
You suggesting sending me on jobs by myself?
After saying
And
that
what
we
do you mean?
shouldn't
Of course
split
I
up.
could. I mean, I could take care of myself. I'm not saying I couldn't, but why especially?
Well, you just said that you're so good about doing jobs on your own. You already said that you were going to be leaving to go do your own thing for a little while, right?
I
Or you
said I
wanted
can
to.
blend in.
Well, you all can offer to help around here, and I can use my ways to get around to my contacts and see if there's anything that they need help with and can keep us, out of the eyes of the law, per se.
Oh, what about that woman?
Yes, I
the,
would.
the grey tiefling one. What about her? She helped to get us into the city.
Yes, I could go look for Luna and see if she has any more information on what parts of the city would actually be safe for us rather than just here.
Luna.
Yeah, kind of taken back on Luna. You know her name now.
Yes, she came to my room shortly after we all got our rooms, and well, she gave
Awful
me
lot of hesitation in this story. I like it.
yes. Well,
Did you
we no
kiss?
no.
Well, you're being very cagey. If she just came to your room, then that's all that happened. That's
Well,
all that you
no,
would
she
say.
came to the room with a gift box, and it had, and he like turns and like thumb points at the new quiver on his back.
The RVD. RVD.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And she gave me this, and there's 2 special arrows in it, and a letter that had her name on it. And we had a short talk, and I say talk as in we were communicating. She can't speak because she was cursed. And she can't tell me who cursed her because that's part of the curse, which makes sense. But so
Could
yes,
she
her name
tell
is
us-
Luna, but she might have more information on what other parts of the city would be safe for us to go through.
Can she tell us how to lift the curse?
Something about killing the source, but the source would probably be the person who put the curse on her, and she can't say who that is, so it's complicated.
Well, she can't say who it is, but can she draw who it is? And Atrix will say it off
That's
sarcastically.
no. That's how we were communicating last night. She had a notebook.
Oh, she just can't say who it is. We'll just have to guess. If that's something we felt so inclined to do. I do have questions about her too. Where did she disappear to? When we were first going to talk to the Queen, she just poof was gone.
She did just disappear down one of the alleyways while we were on the way to the throne room.
Someone was too enamored to ask.
Kind of like taking everything in. Could it have been her that stole Absolution and brought it to us?
I don't see how she'd get in the vault, but
Well, if she can disappear and maneuver in ways that are unseen, it's not unheard of. She knew you guys. She knew where you guys were at. It's not far-fetched.
as crazy as it sounds, I'm more willing to believe the theory of the director actually delivering it. I mean, the man can just kind of pop up wherever.
That is true.
There's a flying cart. I'd imagine that makes things much easier. All right, so we've ruled out Varys' girlfriend.
She's not
Back to what we're going to... Yep, she came to your room in the middle of the night, unrequested, and brought you a gift.
It was not
And
the middle
you're
of the night.
very
Thank
daunty
you.
about sharing information.
Definitely.
I'm going to call her
Right
your
after
girlfriend.
dinner.
She
You know
brought
what?
you a box.
I'm going to find Luna. She's got information. I know it.
Have fun with your girlfriend as you leave the room.
Make good choices. I don't want her to touch me.
I'll open the door. And go, use protection.
Shut up.
We're a bunch of fucking teenagers in this world.
He was adorably frustrated. Look.
He's in love.
Yeah, that's overrated. Anyway.
All you need is love.
Ba-da-da-da-da.
You did see Luna disappear from the kitchen earlier when you guys were eating?
I don't think Varys was in the right position to see that.
Ah, shit. Okay. But you do notice though that she does have the back big room to herself. way you guys came in originally.
Back big room. The one next to the room that we were all in?
No, the room you guys came into originally. from the
Oh,
kitchen.
oh, all the way back around, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Sneak back there, Ferris. Sneak back there.
Varys like walks past and drops his plate on the bar.
Gives you a nod.
Shit, I don't even remember. This place is like a maze coming through here.
You gotta go through the bar, the little flippy door in the bar. The 2 doors in the back, yep. I didn't mean to open that door. The door just randomly opens.
This was like 10 hours ago for our characters. It was like 3 weeks ago for us.
Yeah.
Right?
Over that way.
Yep.
Oh, what a creep. Just looking out the window into her window.
What?
When you were sitting over here, you could see out the window, through the window in her room, and see her token.
Oh.
Monk.
So he was secretly spying on her ever since the beginning.
We knew it.
We're peeping Toms now.
Luna's like, draw me one of you French girls posing on the bear rug.
My
No,
God.
She's eating some apples.
Apples and bananas?
Nope, just apples.
Okay, banana sounds really good right now.
It does, actually.
Oh, there you are.
Luna kind of looks over her shoulder at you and offers you a slice of apple.
Oh, no thank you. We just had some eggs. But thank you. You seem to know, like, what parts of the city are safe. My friends and I were discussing some things. We have about a week until a masquerade ball. Do you know anything about that?
She nods.
Oh, are you going to be there?
She nods. And then she pulls out her pen and paper, essentially, and she writes, "It's one of the few events where common folk can mingle with nobility." And then she writes down, "Why are you going?"
Well, I feel like I can trust you. And he like starts walking a little bit closer.
She scoots over to make room on the rug, essentially, for you to sit down.
Oh. Thank you. So, one of the crooked guards gave us a letter that is apparently from the Queen, who has personally invited us to the masquerade and requested specific clothing, which seems strange, but either way, yes.
Down, well, it is a ball.
This is true. But that isn't for quite some time, and we're trying to make sure that we don't get, well, you've seen the posters.
She does like a silent laugh and writes down, "Yes, I have that mustache and goatee kind of suited you, though. Not going to lie."
You know, in a funny way, I thought so too.
I like your sleeves. Sorry. I looked over.
Literally the line from the movie.
Yeah, I know.
God damn it, Chewie. So, anyways, we're looking to occupy our time, I guess, until the ball.
Well, she can occupy your time. Sorry, I'll shut up.
What did you have in mind?
He's really just trying to find out if she knows, like, if there are other parts of the city that we can go to without being, like, immediately busted.
So you ask her that, and she writes down most of Midden Row will be safe for you. Let me open up the city map really quick. Which means a lot of the river block will be fine. She do you have a she like asks for you like if you have a map at all.
I don't know. I don't know if I have a map.
Well, that is fine because she has one for you. Let me upload it really quick. Yes, here we go. Image, upload, beep boop bop. I don't think I've uploaded this yet. Double check really quick. I have not. Okay, choose file. There we go. My PC froze for a second. Now the question is, where did I save it? Here it is. And she, let me make sure that this is configure permission, observer, save changes. And she hands it to you.
And I take it.
So I believe you still have the pinned message of what all those symbols mean. So you will have to cross-reference.
Okay.
And you get some rogue homework. But it essentially marks various locations like safe houses, places to ignore, dangers, places that are good for loot, or like where you can get like a hot meal if you really need to, hideouts, drop-off locations, etc.
Sweet.
All throughout the city.
That'll certainly come in handy. Thank you very much.
She nods her head along. So for reference, I will mark on the main map and circle the areas that are essentially safe, more or less, for you to explore freely. Will be everything in that circle of the river block will be safe. And then anywhere for cross-referencing for your map will be safe or not.
So the Curious Cat is kind of like right here, right?
No, that's where you guys came in at.
Okay.
You guys would technically be like right here.
Okay. Would my contact be anywhere in this area, or I don't know where the map? I haven't seen the map that Varys has, obviously, but
Your specific contact. Hold on. Where the fuck is? Let me open my notes. Reference city information. Ardinger. That's the wrong one. No, that's the right one. Oh, I'm just tabbed over. Which district is your thing in? Ba 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 ba. Am I blind? Where is... Oh, here it is. So yours will be in the Sunway district. Oh, I already circled it. Ha! Right where the yellow circles on the map, which you
Okay.
would know to be the Divine Temple.
Okay.
She gives you time to look over the map. And goes back to cutting up her apple slices and stuff.
Can I keep this?
She nods.
Excellent. He rolls it up and like tucks it in his shirt as he starts to stand up.
She watches you stand up, but doesn't join you. She does start writing, though. You never answered my question if you were going to the ball or not.
Yes, I will be there.
She writes, well, then have fun trying to find me in the crowd. And then she writes, though I suppose the horns would probably give it away.
Well, it is a ball after all. We don't know how many horns will be in the crowd.
Kind of get you. She gives you like a like raised eyebrow look, that kind of. You surmise probably her saying true. And she
True.
writes, maybe I will decorate my horns. Who knows? We'll see.
Oh my god.
She then writes, if you do manage to find me, or if I find you first, you owe me a dance.
Sheesh.
And then she also adds, just FYI, I'm a horrible dancer.
Well, I guess we'll find out if I am too.
She writes down, fair play. I guess we'll find out. Go. She starts writing down, was there anything else you needed?
No, thank you for everything.
She writes down, no problem. Let me know if there's anything else I can do. I will be here if you need me.
Kiss,
He
kiss,
starts
kiss.
he starts walking away.
She watches you walk away for a little bit and then not quite fully turning away, but goes back to peeling her apple.
As he gets to where he would round the corner here, he like turns around and goes and just says, "Who are you?"
Just offers a smile.
Varys kind of smirks. Just says, "Very well. I'll see you at the ball."
Who are you? Oh, interesting. I just realized from Varys's window he could see.
It's- we taught him stompies, didn't we? I can't remember
Mhm.
all the words that we taught him.
Trying to think. Obviously, sheesh.
Yeah. Why?
Oh my god, why? Oh no.
Wait until Yildrath gets into his Y phase.
Daddy. Daddy,
But
no!
why? Okay, so Varys, you eventually make your way back to the group.
Making my way.
Well, I have a map now of the city, but I need to go over it. It's going to take some time.
Can I take a look at it? If I take a look at this map, would Atrix know the spots that Luna has pointed out?
I mean, you know some of the spots, but you don't know what the symbols on them are because you don't speak thieves' cant.
That's true. I forgot about that.
I mean,
Just anything to help
you
up
can-
speed the process.
you can look at it, sure. And like Varys pulls it out of his shirt.
I relay that I know some of these spots and know where they're at, just don't know what these symbols mean.
We were gone for quite some time just for a map.
Well,
Yeah, you were. Go on, tell us. Or are you a man that doesn't kiss and tell?
oh my god. You're all children. No, there were no kisses.
Yet? Did you ask her to the ball?
She's already going to be there.
Did you ask her to be your date?
No, but if she finds me before I find her, then I owe her a dance. And
All right.
I don't
Damn, I was
know
thinking of asking her.
how well I dance Ilithan. Really?
But why not if you're not going to? She's perfectly attractive. Look at her. Obviously very generous of spirit.
Ilithan, I was actually going to ask you if you could accompany me to the dance.
Oh. Well. I don't see why not. Sure.
I mean, great. I mean, I also wouldn't mind if you danced with Luna yourself as well, but
Oh, no, that's okay.
Okay, well, I don't know what you all are doing, but I'm going to go try to decipher this map so that we know what parts of the city are actually safe for us to go to. So, I will be in my room.
Varys is the teenage boy that their parents are like, oh, you got a girlfriend? Who's your girlfriend? Who's your girlfriend? I'm just going to go to my room. Fine. Boom. Slams the door.
Who we lose?
He
Who's
leaves
pausing?
Discord. Who?
It was Fozzie.
Oh, it's Fozzie. Okay.
Oh, no.
Anyway.
So, while Varys, that'll probably take you to cross-reference and all that good stuff. It'll probably take you the entire evening to do that because it is a fairly larger map.
So, well, looks like the rest of you need to find your own dates. I look forward to seeing who you pick. I'm not saying that I'm going to have to approve of them, but, you know.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I mean, Kulog and Segan can always be a date, could always be a pair.
Well, they already are as far as Sigurd's mother is concerned.
That is true. That is true. I bring out my gambling dice and just start rolling them on the ground.
Okay. So, that is where we're going to end the session with you guys talking about date plans for the ball, figuring out what you're going to be doing this coming next week. Were you guys going to take all of the quests?
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, I mean, I
Might as
picked
well,
up 2
right?
of them, so I don't know what was left for everybody else to pick up.
Okie day.
Okie day. She's gonna kill me.
This
No,
poor
no.
child's never going to find their cat because we can't go out in public and we took the only post for it.
No, we'll look for the cat.
What part of the city was he in?
3rd Street of Oaken Alleys. Oaken Alleys is in.
The green section to the south.
Yeah, the green section. It's where like the orphanages, the graveyard, the Hunter Lodge, the winery, various like ranches and stuff.
This orphan child is never going to find their cat. You monsters.
Could give them the panther that will despawn or vanish eventually.
That is one of the more diabolical things I think I've ever heard you say.
I love it.
Jesus.
So, group consensus. What are you guys gonna be doing next session? Just so I know what I need to plan. I have the quests all planned out, but having this is what I should focus on more is helpful for me.
I won't know until I finish deciphering the city.
True.
I'm going to go talk to my contact by traversing the city the way I know best and keeping in the shadows.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Atrix.
Okay.
I don't really have any plans, so
Where's-
anything is fine by me.
Where's your contact at, Chewy?
In the Sunway District.
Somewhere.
So if you look at the Ardengard map, it's the yellow circle in the purple.
All the way across the other side of the city.
You
Sorry.
I will likely be hanging out, and if Varys or Kulog end up, or Rivali end up going somewhere, and would like me to accompany them, I will. But I don't have anything specifically planned either.
I'm assuming that we'll all wait like a night to do that so we all rest. I would prefer to do that, so
Because
I can
someone
have-
blew through spell slots.
look. I
You
wanted
are
to
a
fuck with
wizard.
Varys.
You have short rest, so you could get back spell slots.
Arcane
True, I
recovery.
Forgot about that.
And technically, if you really wanted to push yourself beyond and like force yourself to do a spell when you're out of spell slots, you could attempt to do that as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can recover at least one just in case I need to converse back with Sigurn or somebody. Because I know where they'll be at. And they're on the same plane of existence, so I can say, hey,
Or
we're
do
in
you?
trouble, or hey,
I
this is
wait
where we're
until I sense that he's about to send me a message, and then climb in the bag of holding.
God.